Welcome to Coach Nick's Purposefully Fit podcast. Coach Nick is here to inspire, motivate, and encourage you on your journey toward being purposefully fit. Be sure to visit our website at www.iamnicke.com. That's www.iamnicke.com. Get ready to be purposefully fit with Coach Nick.
Happy New Year, everyone. This is Coach Nick. I'm so excited to be here another year. I can't believe it's 2022. How about you? Now, a lot has happened in the last year. So many people want to say, throw the year away. 2021 was trash. And 2022 isn't shaping up to look too hot. However, I am encouraged and want to challenge your way of thinking through the power of reflection. Who would have thought 2 years later we would still be in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic with all of its kinfolks, all the different variants and stuff showing up. Students are either virtual or in person with masks, protective dividers, and so much more. The healthcare industry is strained and people are leaving their jobs left and right. If we aren't careful, it's easy to focus on what seems devastating. However, let's consider something different. Today's podcast is Reflect so you can reflect. Say that with me. Reflect so you can reflect. I have to be honest. 2021 ended with some mixed emotions, and I was almost, this close, y'all, to saying that 2021 was whack. However, I was led by the Holy Spirit to sit down and write down major and even minor 2021 blessings for me and my family. As I began writing, more things flooded my mind and my heart. The page filled up so quickly, and the next thing I noticed, 2021 was pretty darn amazing. And by the grace of God, He showed up and He showed out. Now let me make it personal. I have a tendency at times to encounter one bad thing and say that the day was ruined, or the month was bad, or the week was horrible. But in retrospect, it was not the entire day, week, month, or year, rather that moment in time. What we focus on has the greatest power over us. You don't believe me? All right, think about that thing that happened at work that made you mad. You know, that coworker that said something, or they were supposed to turn in something and they didn't turn it in. It looked bad on you. Or perhaps you can think about something your family member said over the holidays, got all under your skin. You talked about that thing and talked about that thing and talked about that thing and got mad all over again. You rehearsed that thing like you were practicing for a big production, and unbeknownst to you, that small thing took control of your thoughts, your actions, and subsequently your day. And in the sad occasion, it can take over your year. How many people do you know that have been dwelling on something that has happened years ago? And most of the time, it's not because it was so horrible. Rather, that person, or look, let's call it out, you focused on it and gave it power to ruin your mood, your thoughts, and your actions. It is so easy, y'all. I know it is so easy to focus on the offense or inconvenience someone else has imposed on you. However, we don't always look at our contribution to the outcome of the day or even our life. I don't know about you, but I am tired of giving power to things and people who don't have near power. I said near power, okay? So I want to encourage you to reflect so you can reflect. Reflect takes on different meanings. Webster has one definition that says to consider, think deeply or carefully about something. Today, I challenge you to reflect on 2021. Go month by month and really consider the year. Write down some thoughts. How did those moments, big or small, make you feel? How is it making you feel now that you're reflecting on it? Was it really that bad? How could you have made it better? I want you to try this exercise throughout the day, weeks, and months. Consider a weekly check-in to give yourself a greater perspective over what took place and to take accountability over your response, okay? Because we have to be accountable how we respond. When we think on things long enough, we end up projecting that on to other people and other experiences. When people see you, what image do you reflect? Another definition of reflect means to represent or embody. Do you represent a person who is always negative, complaining, pessimistically toxic, where people see you and run the other way? Or do you represent someone who sees the glass as half full, positive, doesn't settle for pity parties, talks it up to get it out and not to rehearse it and recycle the drama? What do people see when they see you? Perhaps you call yourself a Christian, but is a Christian what people see when they look at you? How you respond and even don't respond to a situation in life speaks volumes about what you are reflecting to others. This year, reflect so you can reflect something different than your status quo. We should always strive to be better, look better, and act better. I have not arrived, y'all. Have not. However, I pray I reflect a ray of sunshine. I pray my nickname, Nick Sunshine Ellis, is not in vain. I pray that when you see and hear me, you see the love of Christ. And if you don't, I have more reflecting inwardly to do in order to display who Christ created me to be. So I am super excited about this year. And it was not until I looked back and carefully considered the year that I could have some hope for today. I look forward to shining a light this year. How about you? Will you reflect so you can reflect better things this year? I'm all in. How about you? Let's shine. God bless.
You have been listening to the Purposefully Fit podcast with Coach Nick. Visit her on the web at www.iamnicke.com. Spread the word to help others get purposefully fit by subscribing to this podcast. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Purposefully Fit podcast with Coach Nick.